Welcome.
So
I'm Noah.
I'm Jonathan.
I'm Grant.
And welcome to Dinner and a Movie, the show where we review a movie over dinner, and then at the end we determine what was better, the dinner or the movie. Or this time around, it is Detective Pikachu versus who's introducing.
Well, we got Poke Bowls here. We also have Onigiri, correct? We have Pokemon fruit snacks. And we also have piping hot black coffee.
So, Detective Pikachu. In a city where Pokemon and humans live harmoniously, Detective Harry Goodman goes missing along with his Pikachu, leaving his son, Tim, and his Pikachu to find answers and to save him or her or the world.
So, first impressions of the movie. Who wants to start? What did you guys
I liked it.
think?
I thought it was pretty good. Yeah.
Let's talk about what we
agree.
liked.
Yeah, let's go ahead and talk about what we liked. What was I thought it was a lot of fun. And we'll get more into it in the parts that we didn't like. But even though there were like stuff that was predictable, it wasn't to the point where like this is a horrible movie.
It was like telegraph.
Yeah, it wasn't like brain dead where you snooze fest through the movie. You were still entertained.
Yeah.
I thought, okay, so I'm going to start with the art, actually.
Okay.
I thought that visually it was amazing. It looked amazing. Probably 90% of that movie was done on a soundstage, green screen, and it looked amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm probably the only one of us that really played the games as a kid growing up.
Finished a game, yeah.
Right. And I mean, I played a lot of them and I replayed them a lot. It was honestly magical seeing these Pokemon, these creatures that I grew up with and like played, like brought to life on the big screen. And they looked, for the most part, really real. And there was something about that just brought childhood glee to me.
Yeah. And I think too, because like I wasn't a fan of the series. I knew what Pokemon was. I didn't really pay much attention to it.
Pocket monsters.
Yeah, but like basically. But watching this movie, even though I wasn't a fan, like I still felt like I could enjoy it. Like there was like I knew there were definitely fan service things with the movie, but you don't need to know much about Pokemon to enjoy it because the story itself is, I mean, you don't really have a whole lot of backstory that you need to know going into this. And Ryan Reynolds' Pikachu was just like golden.
Pipe. Yes. Okay. I can. Shoving. Pushing. My problem is that I push people away and then hate them for leaving.
Who would have thought that casting Ryan Reynolds as Pikachu is like
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could.
I was super skeptical when the first trailer dropped, and it was Ryan Reynolds, and I was just like, I'm not sure about that.
Yeah.
The Detective Pikachu video game. Have either of you played it?
No.
I played the demo. Detective Pikachu has a lot deeper voice in the demo.
Yeah.
A lot deeper voice than Ryan Reynolds. So that's what when I was going into this, that's what I visioned, and that's what I was kind of wanted a little bit.
Yeah.
But then Ryan Reynolds, then the next trailer dropped, and then you watch the actual movie, and Ryan Reynolds is perfect for the role.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he has one of the best comedic timings.
Oh yeah.
And
tone of voice too. Like just the
cadence,
the way he says stuff.
the delivery.
Something about this movie that kind of stood out to me now that I'm thinking back about it. It's a summer blockbuster, and it doesn't have a ton of action, but the action that it does have, it uses really well. And again, like going back to the games, the original games as a kid, seeing the action and the Pokemon fight and the Pokemon battles throughout the movie, really, really enjoyable. And like knowing like, oh my gosh, they're using Volt Tackle. Like you're like, woo!
No, that's one thing that I think Elizabeth said, is that she you could recognize what they were doing, and it wasn't just kind of like BS fire breath because we can.
Yeah.
It was
so they were actually using like stuff you could do in the games that were like
you knew that, oh, this was a move. Like,
okay.
You kind of understood. It definitely is a movie for the fans, and I also believe made by the fans. It really does feel like they respect the actual IP, and they want to do right by the Pokemon franchise. But it is definitely made more for the fans than anybody else.
It's more than we can say for Sonic at this point. Moving on. Anything else you want to say about it quick before we move on to what we didn't like about it so much?
The pacing was really good. I didn't see any problems with that. The writing or lack thereof, because there's definitely Ryan Reynolds being Ryan Reynolds, ad-libbing a lot of things.
I think this is a Pikachu.
Oh, you're getting into that already.
But the writing and everything was spot on. Nothing felt super awkward. Mm-hmm. Or the times when it was supposed to feel awkward, it felt super awkward.
Yeah.
And it was supposed to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, the writing was spot on. I didn't see any problems with that. Most movies that I have a problem with, it's with pacing and writing.
Yeah.
And this one didn't.
Okay, so flipping over to the negatives. I think piggybacking off of that writing comment, I think that there were times where the writing was a little underwhelming or cliche.
Because, in it's not really spoilery. The lines where he says, I missed 5 voicemails. I finally have service. That just felt very...
interesting.
Forced.
Yeah, that's an interesting
you could have
line.
just had him just suddenly get a call at that point and achieve the same impact. And you didn't necessarily need to know that there wasn't service or something.
Yeah.
That's a nitpicky thing, but
that happened in the first 3 minutes of the movie.
Yeah, it was those tiny little moments like that every once in a while where everything Ryan Reynolds said felt totally natural and everything. It was the other characters at some points had lines that I felt like were a little, that felt a little forced.
Definitely the number one problem I have with this movie is it's predictable. If you've seen a movie before, you know exactly, oh, this is the bad guy, this is what's going to happen. And I leaned over to Jonathan about 10 minutes, I think, into the movie, and I said, hey, Jonathan, just so you know, this is going to happen and this is going to happen, because I saw a trailer.
So on the opposite side of that, yes, I agree that some of it was predictable, but I wasn't trying to read into it or look for those things. And so I enjoyed seeing some twists or changes or something unexpected.
That's a twist. That's very twisty.
So I enjoyed those. I didn't think that it was overly predictable. Looking back on it, it was predictable. And I was talking with Elizabeth. If you've played a Pokemon game, you've watched this movie.
Yeah.
Which is a good thing, because we're supposed to be talking about bad things. I honestly didn't have a lot of problems with it.
I didn't have any major problems. The only
It's just some of the writing and that it was
the
predictable.
writing, the predictability.
I mean, granted, I knew it was going to happen because you told me it was going to happen, but there were some things you didn't tell me, and I leaned over to Amanda and I was like, "Hey, I think this person's going to
X is going to do X."
Yeah, and she was like, "Oh yeah, 100%. They're telegraphing that."
Yeah,
but
because she already got it.
But
the only thing that I was a little disappointed was I didn't get more Pokemon. There was a lot of Pokemon. I just wanted more. I wanted all of them.
You wanted to see all of them?
I'm discontent in that way. It was good, and it made me want more of it.
one last I know that we're talking about bad, but one last good thing. This makes me want Pokemon. Watching this movie,
Right?
I want a Pokemon. I want
to be the very best. No one ever
No,
was.
I just want a really cool pet that understands you, because dogs understand you, and I love dogs, but not the same as Pokemon.
Right.
You want one that can breathe fire.
Yeah. So we talked about the good.
Talked
Talked
about
about the bad. Let's talk about the food.
Food. What do you guys think?
Grant?
So, this is onigiri.
Yes.
It's pretty much just a rice thing that they put in bento boxes or just in lunch boxes, pretty much. It's just rice and
With seaweed.
with a seaweed wrap on the outside. Some of these have salt and black sesame seeds. Mine
There you
Um, mine has pickled daikon in it, and that's not super traditional. Usually, red bean paste is traditional, but we made these today and just did not have time.
So have it together.
Yeah, so so you guys are playing.
It's really good. Elizabeth, you did great.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I brought these delicious Pokemon gummies. They're fruit snacks. You know what they are. There's not much to talk about.
I do like that because in the Pokemon games, you give them berries, and so this is kind of a berry.
The Pokeballs are really good. I mean, mine is. We all
Yours is not a Pokeball. Yours is steak and rice. Which is not a Pokeball.
So, albeit Pokeball do not come from Japan.
Right.
They come from Hawaii, At least that's my understanding.
We all have different ones too. Like
Yeah,
It's pretty
well,
much
what you have.
We both got salmon. He got spicy salmon. I got regular salmon.
Okay.
it's pretty much just deconstructed sushi.
Yeah.
You know, sushi elements. You know, there's sushi rice. You can get black. You can get brown rice as well. There's like
He's making a mess.
I'm gonna go.
Pause.
You can keep talking.
it's like there's like edamame in it. Mine has edamame, some cucumber, spicy mayo. I add avocado because it's free, and that's something you should always do.
Free avocado.
And the last thing, coffee.
I could stop whenever I want. These are just choices. Another round, extra shot, black as night. Thank you, sweetie.
This is really okay. Like, I'm not super impressed with it. I do like sushi, and I'm enjoying this. It's just not like, wow, this is amazing. It's like, okay, this is food. Yeah.
See, I like this a lot. I would get this a lot when I was going to college.
Yeah.
Just kind of stop in and get it. Their delivery times were horrible, but hey, you know, it's down.
We can only do so much.
This is better than the last dinner in a movie that we did for sure.
Oh, it's definitely
It's
healthier.
definitely better for you.
Yeah.
It tastes better too.
We have a lot of rice, all things considered.
Okay. Verdict time. What was better, the dinner or the movie? We'll start with you.
Movie. I like the movie better. If nothing else, it tickled my nostalgia bone, and it made me feel like a kid again. So, like the movie.
All right. For me, I'm going to go movie. I liked Detective Pikachu. As somebody who doesn't know much about Pokemon, I felt very welcome and invited in the movie. I enjoyed it for what it was, and now I want to learn more about Pokemon. So that says a lot. Food is good, but movie was better.
I want the food to win because my girlfriend made some of it.
That's bias.
It is biased. It's really good.
You're not going to
Food.
end up in the doghouse if you don't pick dinner, right?
No. Well, the food was good, and I would say we probably could have just had the onigiri and had a good time.
Yep.
Especially because this is a lot of food.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say the movie.
Yeah.
The movie. Go see the movie. It was a really fun time. You get to relive your childhood, and if that wasn't a part of your childhood, you get to see Pokemon come to life, which is already just a magical thing.
Yeah.
I'd be okay with more Pokemon movies as long as they were like in the same vein of this one.
Yep.
So
Totally.
Go see the movie.
Yep.
Go see the
So
movie.
Fourth movie, maybe it will beat Endgame. No. Thank you guys for watching. Go see our other content. So we have another one that we've done.
How about Shazam?
which you can click on the card appearing in the top of the screen. We have a podcast called The Chocolate Dollar Show. You can find it on iTunes. You can find it on Google Play Music, iHeart Radio, other podcast providers. Just search The Chocolate Dollar. You should be able to find it.
And follow us on Twitter. Those should be around.
Yep.
Around.
Title card right here. And until next time, I mean, you said Shazam last time to end this, so I don't know.
Pika Pika.
Go see the movie.